Hello? Is this thing live, guys? You see me? You hear me? It looks like we're live. What's going on? Sean, how you doing? Did you watch that early game? Happy Thanksgiving, Christopher. You took the Bills against the spread and money line. What do you guys pick? We were on the Bills +7. Oh, nice. You did from the office. John Stacy, I'm live. Mike sounds better even. Man, this mic probably sucks. The video sounded terrible. I want to get like good professional mics, but I just don't want to splurge on it. Fat guy's on his way, Sean. He should be here soon. Takes that guy a while to get a good shower in. I slept. I actually slept through most of the first game. I was kind of upset. But it seems like Blau played well. I got to see halfway through the third quarter and the fourth quarter. Yeah, John. You got to come up with a good name too. But you probably got about 10 good ones lined up, ready to go. This client ended up closing at Buffalo +6.5. Plow was okay. He actually played a lot better than I expected. People were tough on him though. That line went from 4.5 to it went from 4.5 to 6, and then back down to 5.5. What line did you get, Sean? Yeah, Buffalo closed at 6.5. I actually closed at, or no, it closed at 6.5. But they were 7 during the week. Dallas already in the red zone, 2nd and goal. Prescott to win for the touchdown. Awesome. You got Chicago at 3. That's nice. I'm sure a couple people middled on that. As the fat guy likes to say, that's the haven for a better. Oh, you got Zach, Deacon, Gallup. Well, I guess that's good for Dak, but it would have been a lot nicer to have Zeke or Gallup score there. What's going on, Dylan? Hopefully you don't have to buy the fat guy a premium subscription. What game is that for? The night game? I'm a little bit disappointed, Dylan. We're not going to be streaming the night game. Fat guy has to work. Fat guy's not here yet. You can keep them expletives for when the fat guy gets here. Dylan, you excited for tonight's game? You thankful for anything? Gobble gobble, Jake. How you doing tonight? Or today? During this day, how's Thanksgiving going? Happy Thanksgiving to all the Americans. Oh, nice, Jake. It was at Pinnacle. It was only at 6 for like a few minutes, and I didn't like the juice, so I actually left it. And then I slept in, and I missed making my bet for Detroit. So it's been a disappointing morning for me. Inspector Dylan trying to find out how old Jake is. Dylan's disappointed. He wanted you to be older so he could make boomer jokes. I know you, Dylan. I know you. Singletary was late making the read on the blitz pickup. Second and 18 for the Bills. Short throw to John Brown. I was looking through some fantasy receivers, and John Brown's had an impressive season fantasy-wise. Jake, Big Ry said if the Bills beat the Cowboys, then you have to tip $5. Dylan, whatever you tell someone, you got to match. I don't really get these sliding rules. Like Jalen Smith came across his helmet and hit him as he was sliding to give himself up. I feel like the refs just decide when they want. You picked up John Brown this week? That's awesome. Did you start him? Excellent. Punt from the Bills punter. Nice, nice. We'll see how he does. I'm surprised he was available. Oh, you started him over Scary Terry. I love Scary Terry. I think he's quickly became my favorite receiver this year. He's just been so good for that team. One of the lone bright spots for the Redskins. Haskins is garbage. You can't trust Haskins. Who do they play this week? They play in Carolina. They're 10-point underdogs. The over-under is only 39.5. Yeah, they have the Redskins only scoring 14 points. All the over-unders this week are pretty low. There's only one game in the 50s. Oakland, Kansas City. And 66% of bettors are on the under. When was the last Redskins offensive touchdown? I don't know. Didn't they score one last week when they won? They beat the Lions. Nice 12-yard run from Zeke. Let's see if I can pull up the box score. Yeah, you're right, Jake. So they had 3 field goals and a punt return touchdown, and that's how they won. Hey, the Redskins won last week without scoring an offensive touchdown.
All right, 1916.
Yeah, I didn't realize they didn't score. Sean's in the chat. Jake Jacobs, Dylan Toddfield.
Wow,
John Stacy.
Oh, wow, the who's who.
Yeah.
We can tell whose family doesn't love them. There's not.
That's a good run, Sean, for Zeke. I missed the Michael Gallup catch. I think they scored 9 points like 3 weeks in a row before that, no touchdowns. Do you remember the last Redskins offensive touchdown?
Darius Geis, it was a pass.
Nice. I think I had him playing that week.
Oh, is this Vonnie BUF? Yeah, it is.
Isaiah, we're on the Bills +7.
Oh! What was I going to say? Who scored a touchdown?
Jason Witten on a bootleg from Dak.
Bootleg pitch?
No. It's the Cowboys. Let's get real. Can you also think of a worse tight end to pitch the ball to inside the tackle?
That was the joke.
It's the mic that's dead. It has nothing to do with the cables. The actual microphone.
The microphone's dead?
It's It's busted. It's broken. Tony Pollard with a carry.
TP.
TP20. The one and only.
I was listening to Jerky Boys on the car on the way here. Man,
Who's that?
I was listening to them. You don't know who they are? Okay, good joke. Jeez. Telling you guys, just one of these days.
Which one was it?
He was talking about some construction job, and he said, "Open up your toolbox. I'm gonna put some bologna in it." Made me laugh. Bill's gonna stop here. Let's go, Bills.
Isaiah, do you have anybody in this game? Betting wise, fantasy wise.
Hey, we're not finished. Our pool thing,
What do you mean?
because you have to add in dollars. You have to calculate dollars, like winnings per week.
The bar pool?
Yep.
What do you mean dollars?
Well, like how much you put in, what prizes are available. I don't even know
You
how
want
to
to know
do
what
that.
the
Expected value per pick.
Well, we have expected value per pick.
Yeah, but
You want to know expected value depending on different contests?
yes, because in that way we can streamline it between everyone else. That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it now that I think about it.
It's a little bit of work, but
We'll figure it out.
it's the toughest part is that the value for making picks is the value for making picks regardless of that. But what you're talking about is deciding what is the best contest to enter for return on investment.
Well, and this, like, your strategy just differs, right? Like, what if the bar
The strategy
pool...
should be the same each time. Like the expected value is the expected value for the game. But it depends on the type of people that you're competing against more than anything. If you're competing against 10 sharps, the strategy is going to be different, but you don't want to be competing against 10
Well, you
sharps.
wouldn't
It's like
even
playing
do
in
it.
poker, right? If you're playing with 10 really good players,
just
your
don't do
strategy
it.
changes.
Well, I'm an expert painter, Sean. I think we both know that I am now. Only marine paint, though.
I thought they said they only wanted a splash.
Well, it's not like you dump the whole can in or anything.
Very amateur. But even Picasso had to start somewhere.
Yeah. No, it was more like a Vermeer, like a impressionist painting.
I love those.
Yeah, they're fun.
I want to know who's in the business to sell those crackers. The things that you pop before dinner.
Yeah, my mom buys them every time she sees them.
Yeah. Like it's a suckers.
It's a big sucker thing. And then I get some sort of like, I don't know, like glasses repair or...
Yeah. like a tiny little screwdriver.
Yeah, or a magnet.
Yeah.
Or a tiny deck of cards I don't even know who would use.
May bought them at T&T, and it's great because they come with tiny little condoms that I can use.
Oh, like the finger one? Yeah.
Sure. Gonna be a 97-yard run from Frank Gore.
That'd be nice. I don't think he's got enough juice in him, I gotta be honest.
It's gonna be a lot of juking.
How could you not like Frank Gore?
Probably if you were a linebacker in the early 2000s. Late 2000s.
Mid 2000s even, yeah.
I want to know who the two in front
Emmett
of him are.
Smith and Walter
Jerry
Payton.
Rice.
Walter Payton. Oh, yards from scrimmage? Yeah, maybe Jerry Rice. I don't even know if he got there, though, with Oakland, I swear.
OG blocks on the Buffalo Bills. What's going on, OG? How you doing?
Plus Sevon, hopefully.
Yeah, the line came down to 6.5.
Yeah.
So public some money came down on the Bills, but the bets are split pretty evenly. It's actually right on the nose.
What's the game on after this?
New Orleans, Hotlanta.
Hotlanta. Oh yeah, right.
And,
I got it mixed up. I thought that game was now.
Dylan showed up earlier, saying, "Hopefully, I don't have to buy Fat Guy a premium subscription."
He made this thing like I want a premium subscription to Pornhub. I'm good. Isn't there enough free pornography in the world? I mean, you sit through an ad or two. It's like anything. It's like watching our boring asses.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah, you're not too sure, man. Pot calling the kettle fat, man. What does it get you? What does anyone know what a Pornhub premium subscription gets you? Because apparently that's what I'm in line to get if Atlanta covers.
Dylan could tell you what a premium grinder account will get you.
Yeah, well, this is crazy. This is crazy. That was a weird run. That was awesome.
I want to see Sean Lee on this replay.
No Vander Esch, 4-star game. Absolutely. I can't stand Sean Lee.
Oh, he just tackled him up high.
Like, Sean Lee's a good player, but he really is the wimpiest guy I know of.
Jake, this is a 4-star game. If the Cowboys are playing and Vander Esch is hurt,
it's a 4-star game. John Smoke Brown.
Us Vander Esch heads really have it rough when he doesn't play.
You know what I looked up on the... we got a thumbs down. Oh, jeez. We got a bad ratio. We got a 0% ratio.
Probably because someone turned on the stream and had their kids there. You got to see the thumbnail.
What was the thumbnail? You had to put like two murderers in the thumbnail.
I just put ex NFL players.
Do we call? Does Aaron Hernandez fall in the serial murder realm?
How many people did he kill?
He killed. I can't remember that guy's name. That's confirmed. And they say he killed 2 other guys for spilling a drink on his shoe or something like that. Something that. Just does 2 murders make you a serial killer? I don't think so.
Thug Life's on the Cowboys today. Thug Life, you get them at 6.5 or 7.
And that's key here.
If it's a contest, it'd be 7. At 7, nice. Oh.
I think Josh Allen's done pretty well. Like, he's had the least. I'll give him this. He's had the least amount of microscope on it, so maybe Buffalo's more conducive for breaking in a quarterback, considering you're less.
Just ask Jim Kelly.
Yeah, but I mean, like Baker Mayfield, there's a lot. But he kind of brings it on. How many commercials are you going to do? A mouth. This screen is not going to work.
How many commercials has Josh Allen?
Not. I'm sure he's done some mattress commercial in Buffalo, but.
Josh Allen's going to be like the next Big Ben. That's my prediction. And think about Ben Roethlisberger, other than spending a couple of days in a bathroom. Didn't do much wrong. Kind of stayed out of the
Exposing his
limelight.
gray penis a couple times to some women, but other than that, oh, big block. That looked like it hit the ground. Look at these. This is exceptionally high shoulder pads, even by Michael Bennett standards. This is French tickler on the Bills punter right now.
You know what it says on Michael Bennett's locker room? Like, you
What?
know how some players have quotes and stuff?
Yeah.
His quote is, "Don't be a drag, just be a queen." And I think it stems a lot into wearing those type of shoulder pads, being able to defy the gender norms for
Oh
football.
man. I'm glad you're running for politics. With this type of oration, you're just going to captivate the audience.
I could run for the PPC party with this kind of.
You probably could. It's not like they did well. Funny thing is, like, everyone I like voted for them.
Yeah. Well, there's
Point in case, I don't like very many people.
apparently in this area only 1,000 people you'd be friends with.
Yeah, I don't even think that many. Let's be real.
Yeah, there's probably a couple miscast votes.
I've never been a turkey fan. I'm just going to come out and say it.
You don't like turkey?
It's okay. It
What do you
really
like?
is. It's okay.
What do you like better?
Everything else.
Oh. I don't know why I asked. I'm a big fan of cranberry sauce.
Boss
Have
Lion,
them
Lion says, fuck the owners. Well, I mean, are you in response to, what, them not firing
Patricia?
Patricia yet? There's got to be some deep-seated thing there. Pretty good that David Blow or David Blau put up that type of effort against one of the more talented defenses in the league.
Yeah, Blau.
Is
Blau
there
looked good from what I saw.
is there a dominant defense in the league this year? That's a good question. Is
New
there?
England, San Fran.
New England, yeah, San Fran. Could you throw Baltimore in there? But that's a lot. That's helped a lot by their offense. I like how Baltimore has the best offense in the
doesn't
league.
count. Baltimore's just offensively been a juggernaut.
With time of possession, I grab some liquids. Got to fill up the tank. Fours don't care about the fans. Justin Coleman sucks. Yeah, you could say that. Justin Coleman's he's had some really bad games. I mean, he's just a castaway from Seattle. But what was that game he played? Unbelievable. That was like 4 weeks ago. We watched it together. No, that was against Green Bay, I think. Where they got robbed as usual. The Lions got robbed. David Big Balls Blow.
He wasn't afraid to throw the ball downfield, whereas Trubisky was like dinking and dunking until pretty
Trubisky,
much the fourth quarter.
I said it, even if you guys look at my Bears, we had a Bears future bet video from like 2 years ago. I said they should start Chase Daniel. I stick by that.
Yeah. Played pretty well that season.
He was okay, man.
Well, that offense had success. How he played was below average. I actually have to update the standings.
Some high quality H2O. Micah Hyde, injured here. And the Bills, the Bills are a next man up team, big time. 3rd and 8. I like the Bills' chances here. Who's got the slot down there?
Well, they fake the blitz and drop into his zone. Prescott breaks free.
He's going to be short. He took a big hit.
I don't know if he's short.
Oh, he is short. And they're going to give it to him, huh?
They're going to spot that ball pretty much right on the line. Just a tiny bit short of the yellow line, but who knows how. Oh, they're marking it as 4th down.
Matt Patricia is about to get dropped out of Detroit by the end of the season. I mean, he should. Well, you're 3-8-1. That's not...
They need a new coach.
He's terrible. Like, we've seen some bad ones. He's bad. That New England thing is very interesting to me. It's almost like he does it on purpose. None of the offensive or defensive coordinators seem to be ready to take the next step, no matter how long they've been with him.
Well, I think a lot of them try to copy what Bill does instead of doing what they want to do.
Yeah, that might be true. And they're never going to be Bill. Whereas Andy Reid's the opposite. Every guy that seems to come from him seems to be like ready to roll. Not that I'm a Matt Nagy fan, but I would go for it. Yeah, I can understand with Elliott. Yeah, absolutely. That's not the... Don't forget, this is the guy that took that field goal against New England last week, so...
We've seen games where Dallas has been actually quite aggressive going for it on 4th downs, but at this stage in the game, with how this game is going, I feel like they're going to be punting. John Stacey said, "I'll be sad if DQ is let go from Atlanta. Such high hopes, but this season has been hell."
Yeah. It's a results-based thing. He's had enough time, and that Super Bowl high or going in the Super Bowl is kind of, I think it's worn off. I think it's just time for a change. Just one of those things.
And Boss Line said, "Defense broke more than bent. Number 41 on the Lions chose to be stupid. Amendola can't catch one in crucial times." Well, the tough part is that defense just gave up like 2 or 3 big plays, and that's pretty much what cost them. And then that Amendola, I know what play you're talking about, that if Amendola came down with that catch, that would have been very, very impressive. That was just, Blau was inaccurate on that one throw.
I chose Chicago to cover that spread, but I wanted to start 0-1. I can understand that.
Yeah. It's a win either way, right, Boss Line?
Here we go.
4th and 1, they're going to go for it?
Here we go.
Or at least line up.
That looks like he got it.
Yeah.
Look at Jason Garrett. I'm going to outcoach anybody today. Anybody.
Well, it's better than him clapping.
I mean, realistically, the Cowboys couldn't be any more built for that situation. Good on Dak to even get that close to the 1st down marker, because he was grabbed behind the line and he had to struggle to get those 6-7 yards, 8 yards. Jason Big Balls Garrett. I feel like with the Nick Foles thing, we can just throw that around a little bit.
I feel like that was a little bit unnecessarily risky this early in the game with how this game's going so far.
No. You do it. Ooh, Hyde's back in the game. He got a helmet on that ball. Nice job to hang on to it. I always love a fumble. I always hope for one.
Zeke was carrying the ball with his inside hand there. I need Cooper to get like 200 yards and 3 touchdowns this week. You know what that's called around here, right?
What's that?
That's the Alfred
Morris.
Special.
Yeah. My first season of fantasy in our friend group, that's what Alfred Morris got to make me come second.
And he called his shot too.
Oh yeah.
Or no, after the game he said, I knew he was going to get 200 yards and 3
3 touchdowns. Yes, he did say that. Here, let's go over some of the good names.
John Stacy just entered his.
Oh, he's the king of the name. The king of the name.
His is a gal from Boston named Keg.
All right, what else we got here?
I can show you after. I'm gonna put the leaderboard up.
Well then. Was it Fat Guy's Dylan's dad? I hope not. I don't remember having any Florida expeditions, but you never know. 17 years ago, is it possible? I'm a little young. I don't think I knew the ways of a lady at that age. Not that I do. Does anyone? Oh, we had to throw you one. I am a sucker for prison humor, though. That's not even a lie. Oz is my favorite show. Well, it used to be. Just season 1. Half of it's the song at the start of it where they're playing on like. It sounds like they're playing on the prison bars. And there's like guys grunting in the background.
Sounds terrific.
Up here in Canada, it was on before this show called Red Shoe Diaries with David Duchovny, which is like he'd get sent letters and he'd read them with his dog in the park, and they were just like softcore pornography, basically. And I always thought that Oz was homosexual pornography when I was a teenager. Then someone gave me the DVD for Christmas, probably one of my sick brother-in-laws, and I watched it, and it was awesome. Oz invented the miniseries too. A few people know that. Like that, maybe not invented, but brought it into prominence. Like that, like HBO went all in on that show. Like HBO wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the success of Oz. As crazy as that sounds.
It does sound crazy.
You could never do that show now. There was every sort of faux pas that you wouldn't like. I mean, you know, certain groups of people wouldn't like is in that show. There is diversity in the show, though, which is nice. For some reason, I'll go at least 11-5 this week after choosing against Detroit. So you're saying there's a good omen, perhaps? I'll. I've always been like annoyed at Detroit, Buffalo, Cleveland. Like just listless franchises. Buffalo is at least coming to conversation for once. When the Lions made the playoffs once with Megatron, one time, and they lost to the Seahawks, correct? They went 10-6. Is that what happened? Like why? They've never even been to a Super Bowl. It just Cleveland too. When's the last playoff game Cleveland had? 2002 on the road in Pittsburgh. Up by 8, 4.5 minutes left, and they somehow lose. Oh, here we go. Why would you cut back in? Oh. Still a decent hole for Singletary. Singletary, being Big Rye watched his college tape and really didn't like him. And Big Rye's usually pretty good at picking running backs, but it looks like Singletary's having a pretty good season. And see yourself turning into Michael Jordan by showing no love to the kids. Kids, if you want to be Michael Jordan, you got to not practice basketball, stay up all night drinking and gambling. That's how you become Michael Jordan.
Well, that's how you become part of Michael Jordan.
I know it's a pretty big part of him. At least the later years. He also welches on golf bets. Nice play, Dawson Knox. Just shove the corner to the ground. If you're a tight end, why don't you do that more? People do that more often. Kind of like Vance McDonald against Tampa Bay on that Thursday nighter last year. That should be in. Quarterback sneak being utilized well in this game. Oh. Man, Allen's got some jets on him. Thanksgiving garbage better be worth it for Saturday and Detroit's matchup against Denver. Why are you looking up Lauren Tannehill?
Because someone's name in the contest was Tannehill's Titanic Titties.
I don't know if they're that big. She's decent, though.
Well, that's why I was curious if it had anything to do with...
She is a fat guy type. Let's put it that way. So are the Lions playing the Broncos next week on Saturday? Are you talking about like Nuggets, Pistons? You going that deep on it? They certainly are. God, that's a bundle, that game.
Nice.
Oh, touchdown Bills. Cole Beasley sticking it to his old team.
That's 2 big plays from Beasley.
Jerry Jones up in the box going to Steven. I told you to keep that guy. Jerry, you got Randall Cobb, though.
That was such a weird play. Did you see that? I think that was supposed to be like like a route that Cole Beasley was supposed to stop at the top of the route, and then he saw the zone and came inside. Have someone who loves you as much as Martha Hurry Up Ford loves Matt Patricia.
I don't think there's love there. He'll be gone. He won't make it. At least you're a real fan. At least your feelings haven't been stripped away from you like mine. where you just look at every game as a financial opportunity. The romanticism really gets taken out of it. Do you think it would be a faux pas to have an American Thanksgiving, but just eat like have like 4 roast chickens instead of a giant turkey?
Like in the U.S.?
Yeah. Because Christmas, I can't. I always get my mom or I eat leftovers. My family eats turkey.
Like you specifically go out of your way to not eat what your mom makes?
Yeah, I let you know it's beforehand.
So then she has to make 2 dinners?
Well, no, we have that contest dinner the day before.
Yeah.
So I had leftovers from that, whoever makes it.
So is that what this actually stems from?
Yes.
So this wasn't like a fun idea. This was so your mom didn't have to cook 2 different dinners 2 nights.
Oh no, she would do it anyways. But no, I don't think it comes with that. No, it was that came from my sister said she was a better cook than my dad, and then as my family tends to do, oh yeah, I'll bet you aren't. And then that contest comes to fruition on the 24th. And my sister did beat my dad. Wasn't the interception on 4th and 22 though?
Yeah.
You can't.
At least the one that I saw. I don't know if you had one.
I didn't have another one. You can't hate on a guy. It's 4th and 22 to win the game. I mean, it's pretty tough. It's a pretty tough spot to be in. And you're also playing Bo Scarborough on running back.
Scarborough looked good.
Yeah, I know, but he wasn't on a roster for 2 years. He was a 7th round pick for Dallas 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't even remember if he was drafted or not. He might have been
He's a 7th round pick.
Yep, 236th overall. You know what's surprising is Bo Scarborough in college looked huge, and he looks like he's a lot smaller in the NFL. It just shows you how big all the players are.
Well, maybe he changed his body type because he wasn't getting it done. He wasn't making a team at that size.
Interesting. Bo's first name is actually Kelvington.
No, it isn't.
That's what it says here.
Kelvington?
Scarborough, NFL prospect.
Sounds like you're trying to waspy the guy up, but I don't know. It's like a phony wasp.
A lot of people don't know this about Bo Scarborough, but he was the 2016 Peach Bowl offensive MVP. What's going on, Zitvono? How you doing?
Zitvono. Hey, is that a new logo, or is that just like the new default from YouTube you got going on there? I sent you an email, Zitvono.
I trust him more than weak knees Johnson. Yeah, I'll give you this, Boss Lion. That was a bad run from Ty Johnson on that 3rd down play. It really cost. I feel like that's what cost him the game. If you believe in looking back at a play and saying this was a difference, not getting that 1st down and trying to get the touchdown. Excellent tackle by Kyle Fuller as well. Emmitt Smith in the booth.
It's they put OJ Simpson in the all running backs thing. There was nobody new except Dickerson. Emmitt Smith wasn't there. I didn't see him at least. And there was no LaDainian Tomlinson, which I think is pretty tough to leave off.
Oh, you're referring to Carry On, but that fits too, yeah. Yeah, it's tough that Carry On's not playing. But it doesn't even matter who's playing for Detroit right now. They're not winning games with that coaching staff. They'll cover spreads, but they won't win games.
That's almost better for us, though, to be honest. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, that was just to you. Because I can't send it out to everyone just yet, so I don't want to be a big spoiler. Yeah. I was hoping too. I added a couple last night, and I wrote one of the things out. So, well, there's only 6 people watching. Might as well. We started writing a book yesterday on sports betting. Pretty much just an amalgamation of all the questions that have been asked. Because Big Riot always hammered on it, because I'm more of a writer than he is, but he had said, like, why don't we just write a book? And I was never confident. And then after answering all these questions for this year and last year, yeah, I'm a lot more confident in my ability to write it. So.
Oh, Zid said he still hasn't received his T-shirt. Oh,
I put it in the mail, but it'll take a while.
We have a defensive tackle interception here by Star Lutulele. And if he kept his balance, that would have been a pick 6. As John Madden says, he loves it when fat guys score, because then you get to see fat guys celebrate.
Is that what he actually said?
That's not verbatim, but that's what he was getting at. Lions should have took Oliver, Chase Young, or Grant Delpit as the next option.
Well, you just don't take tight ends in the first round, like really. I don't mind T.J. Hawkinson, but come on, man, it's a tight end. Oh.
Hawkinson looks like he's going to be a good player. Especially if the fat guy has to run a long way to get there.
Yeah. How big is Star Lutulele? He's got to be like 350 pounds.
I'll pull it up. $310.
310? Oh, God, I'm embarrassed. He's got 18 pounds on me. We got the same haircut right now.
Yep.
Look at this flow going out the back. Woo!
Very Canadian.
It is a little bit.
What a move. Who was that? Robert Quinn with quite the move up top.
Quinn's had a pretty good resurging year.
Quinn looks tiny.
Well, he's a speed rusher. He's only like 245, I think.
He looks jacked, though.
Well, yeah, I would hope so. He's in the NFL.
Boss Line said he's folding for now. Detroit played well this morning despite having David Blau as their starting quarterback. And David Blau actually played quite well, but they couldn't get done in the clutch, like Boss Lion said. A couple key plays on both sides of the ball, and it cost them the game.
They're up 17-10 and a half, too, so.
Yeah. And so far, Dallas-Buffalo has been pretty even. Dallas has been the better of the two teams, but a turnover here, and Buffalo's poised to take the lead in the next few minutes.
Almost
Oh,
intercepted on a tip drill. 31. Wow.
Byron
Byron
Jones.
Jones. Best player on that secondary, that's for sure. Strong defense, so Dallas has a good, decent defensive personnel.
It looked like Al Woods had a chance to come down with that, just couldn't make the catch. He looked like he was scared of running into guys, so he kind of eased up on it.
Well, I think it's because if he dove, he would have caught it. He would have went out of bounds. He wouldn't be able to get his feet down.
We're going to get a 50-yard attempt here from Steven Hauska. And he misses.
He misses.
He pushes it right. So this game's going to stay tied.
I lost ground to 538 because 538 changed the winning percentage for its forecast at the last minute.
For which game? For this game?
Move the goalpost, eh?
I wonder what made them change it. That would happen to us before if there was key inactives and we were using the handicapping style. Certain players.
Yeah, we still call our shot though. We like this. It happens to us 3 times this season. Detroit.
They did this in the Lions game. Yeah, they would have done it because of the quarterback change. But it's tough. Like I want to know how they decided the strength of Blau versus the strength of Driscoll, and also like. Is 538 just following the gambling lines, like to see if they move the line X amount, we're going to move our prediction X amount? It kind of makes sense, right?
I guess.
It's tough. It's tough when you don't exactly know what they're going off of.
Oh, another Shreddies commercial. I was very happy with my box of Honey Shreddies I bought.
Yeah.
It was very good.
Zit said they've done it before whenever there's a quarterback situation. I think I'm going to have a bowl of cereal if I still have a decent amount of milk. Started with a lady born in Tonga.
He was born in Tonga? It just knows who's playing, but changes the forecast based on who's playing. That makes sense. If it's every player, just a quarterback. I mean, we used to in our old handicapping method. If you removed a player, it would change. It would change the forecast depending on which player. I mean, if a pass rusher was out, it would move it like a point. Premier pass rusher, like a Von Miller, for instance, that would move the line a whole point. Or a left tackle, that would move it a point too. It's hard not to, like, I'm not a running back fanboy. Oh, a quarterback move it? Like, it depends which one, but, like, anywhere from 1 point to 7. So I think Aaron Rodgers being out, there was a game, and they had to go to the Scott Tolzien, because that's when we were doing it a lot more. It went from Rodgers to Scott Tolzien. I think it moved 7.5. Hey, it happens, Zaps. No big deal. Sometimes it can be a little dry over here, but it's hard to be on. Like, it's not like we knew what, like, not like we have talent for streaming. We're not super reactive guys either, so I can understand that. Connor Williams is coming up lame here. Number 52. 52 is a cool number for a offensive lineman. It's kind of like when a linebacker is a number in the 40s. I always think that's cool. Who's going in place of him? Xavier Suafilo. Oh, I think he's a 3rd round pick for the Houston Texans. That's going to be my guess. And that'll be about 5 years ago. Second round. Oh, Houston Texans. I was going to say second. 2014, 5 years ago. Hey, my brain's still working a little bit. Betting on the draft, I always like doing that. Haven't done it in a couple of years, though. Actually, I had a bet with friends on the draft the last 2 years, and I lost both times. Would you go with Count Chocula, Fruit Loops? Vector? Well, yeah, you need performance. Oh, sack fumble. Unbelievable.
This defense has come to play. 2 big plays here.
Eddie Oliver.
That's 2 turnovers from Dak Prescott in the last, 5 snaps?
Yeah. University of Houston. And that's on replacement guard Xavier Suafilo, it looks like. Connor Williams got hurt.
Have you ever disliked a video on YouTube?
Yes. Not that many, though.
I don't think I ever have.
Sometimes I'll have political videos, and it just... I don't know. Some of them are just annoying. How much do you study rosters?
We used to study them a lot. We've actually let it slide like the last
big time. I'd say
month or 2.
Yeah.
But there's still a lot of players that we know about, especially the fat guy.
I just have a good memory. Big Rye does more work in that department I do, but I just have a way better memory. That's like the only thing I got over it, pretty much. Yeah, effort level and stuff. You guys have no idea how much Big Rye does behind the scenes, but it looks like I get all the glory because I can recite things really fast. It's always been my skill. So there was a time though, maybe 7-8 years ago, I could probably do 50 players on every team 7-8 years ago. So I'm not even joking. I did watch pretty much every game, but that's when we were like, handicapping was my main focus back then, and it switched from that, and it is exhausting to be honest. And I thought my memory could never get overloaded, and it started to like fall apart too. So I realized it wasn't a sustainable thing, even for this old brain. How do the weird thing is, I don't have no sense of direction. It'd take me probably 20 times to drive somewhere to realize where it actually is.
Well, you have very special skills, and there's other things that... Well,
you don't have the head on?
That's fine.
They can hear you? Oh, yeah?
I figured people don't want to be hearing me eat.
I don't know, maybe it's like that mukbang or whatever they say.
I got a feeling the few people that are here with us don't got their dick in their hands waiting for me to eat.
So you speak for yourself. Nice play from the rookie at Oliver. Some bunch of flags flying in here. I bet you there are holds on Buffalo, but
The Cowboys have done an excellent job stopping the run in this game.
well, Dak has cost me a bye week. Me too, Buv. No, I'm still gonna get it on the other one.
I think it's still too early to say. There's a lot of game left.
Hey, Shawnee, I looked it up. Your margin of loss is less than 3 points this year.
No way.
Yeah, his is.
I just feel bad for people that have...
But he had a throwaway year, and if you look at his thing, he could have went to the playoffs. He could be a high seed. I think you're in.
We'll see.
Just to let anyone know, SM, Big Ryan, myself are all in the same fantasy league. Big Ryan won that league last year, and I believe SM won it the year before, and I have a good chance of winning it this year. So we'll see.
Got a trophy right here.
There you go.
Prize possession.
Numero uno. So much time.
Josh Allen
For-
looking like Cam Newton 2 or 3 years ago. Standing in the pocket, Tom Brady-esque.
Dak, I really need you this week. How does a pick and a fumble sound? Yeah, sounds great.
It hasn't been a good start, but
I don't think they got this 3rd and 1. Wow, this is going to be 4th down here.
Marcus Lawrence had the ball when he got up. I didn't see.
Oh, we have some. We have kind of like a fantasy strategy list. Oh, they fumbled the snap. Oh, he got it. Oh man,
Wow.
unbelievable. We have kind of a fantasy, I guess, strategy list, and Big Ryan I kind of invented, and SM's in a second league, and he used it, and he's doing quite well in that league, and I'm in first in another league that I used it. So I don't know, for the sample of the 7 teams that kind of used it, they're all going to make the playoffs. So I guess it's a good year, but can't really go on it necessarily, but it does make sense. It goes on the adage that it's points above replacement. So how much better is a player you have on your roster better than someone you can pick up off the waiver wires? So it's heavily, heavily weighted towards running backs and top-tier tight ends. So the first 25 picks were...
It just depends. Depends on how many teams there are, how many players there are.
But generally speaking, so...
Generally speaking, it favors running back.
Yeah, and it pretty much means you can pick up a new wide receiver in fantasy every week. Which, to be honest, all of us... SM's been doing that in his other league, and we've been doing it. We've all been doing it.
He picked up and started John Brown today.
He started John Brown. How is John Brown even available?
That's what I said.
How is John Brown even available? Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Well, I was laughing yesterday that I dropped Marvin Jones. And I didn't even realize he was like top.
He's 11th. He was 11th.
I don't know this stuff. I think he had a good game today, too. I think he had a touchdown.
John Brown and Michael Gallup on waivers. How? Gallup's like 18th.
I got Gallup on waivers, too.
Yeah. I had on the other league, I have Jarvis Landry and Jamison Crowder, both waiver wires. No other wide receivers.
Honestly, I think I have 3 running backs injured, 3 starting running backs out, but I still have 3 to play that are going to be essentially starters.
Yeah, they'll be starters. It's fine.
Maybe snaps.
Should I learn to do fantasy football? It's more of it's a labor of love, Zitfono. Like the advantage you're gonna get, like the edge is so tiny, and it's a lot of work to like. There's more edge to spread betting. It's more something you do with like your friends and family, but
we should do a league next year.
Yeah, we're going to do a league. We're gonna do yeah, you'll be in it. Don't worry.
Zit, Jake, Zaps,
Yeah.
Cells,
Who else? Mickey Hill.
Hill,
Yeah.
Dylan Toddfield.
Dylan Toddfield for sure. We need a heel in the league.
Steelers.
Steelers, yeah. We'll do like a big one, a 16-team leaguer. John Stacy, yeah, there you go.
We should get Kevin to organize it.
I have the same haircut as Orson Welles right now.
Oh, this is good.
Oh, Icksock always breaking the news.
Oh my goodness, this is awesome.
Who's 15? Was that John Brown? John Brown with a 4-point pass?
Yeah.
What do I need to know about fantasy football? What it is
Players.
you draft 16 players. Generally speaking, there's two. You start 2 running backs, a quarterback, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and then a flex, which is either a running back, wide receiver, or a tight end, and you start a defense. You'd have to kind of look at the points. It's hard to give you an example. So quarterbacks are going to give you the most points, but the gap in quarterbacks is very minimal unless you have someone like Deshaun Watson or Lamar Jackson this year.
There we go. Here's an example. You want that as an explanation?
So, and by the way, this is a bad team. This is Big Rye's team, and it's there's draft picks, and this is what's called a keeper league. So you can trade picks for players, and you can keep players. So last year, Big Rye traded rounds 1 to 10 to me, I think, and someone else, and for our players to try and win, which he did. How is it scored? It's generally for every 10 yards you get a point. For every rushing or receiving touchdown you get 6. Passing you get 4. And you get a point for every 25 yards you throw the ball. And if you throw an interception, it's -2. If you fumble, it's -2. The defensive ones, you'd have to look through them. So defenses are very interesting because you're allowed to keep up to 3 defenses on your roster, and I like doing that just for matchup purposes, whereas most people will just roll with 1 defense, or they'll switch defenses every week based on what's available. You only have 1 defense? I'm surprised. I thought you picked one up.
I needed running backs.
You don't. You never need running backs, but you prefer. I thought you got rid of Josh Gordon.
I did. This is last week.
Oh, that's last week. Okay. It does sound complicated, but once you get the hang of it, it becomes pretty easy. It does take a while, and interception, Bills. Wow, flag though. It sounds complicated, but what people end up doing is they fret over who to start. Like, should I start this guy? Should I start this guy? And then it's kind of like the same as making a pick. Like, it's not really that big a deal. And just because one did better than the other doesn't mean it was the right choice, if that makes any sense. They got illegal hands to the face. Oh, are you serious?
Was that on Phillips?
Yeah. Oh, and you can do mock drafts. That's the thing, Zifono. There's plenty of resources out there. We like using Fantasy Pros. So you can kind of just see what everyone else is doing.
What Fantasy Pros does is they take a bunch of so-called experts, pretty much just football writers, and they all make their draft selections, and then they show you who's selected the highest, who's selected the lowest, and kind of what the spread is in between. So for a math-heavy guy like yourself, you'd really enjoy Fantasy Pros. It's a really nice way to see what people are projected to do for the year.
I will say this though, the way the sheet Big Ryan and I created this year, I don't think could have been done better. And the other thing too, the sheet took the headache out of drafting. You just picked the guy on the sheet pretty much.
Yeah, man, it's super easy.
Yeah, it totally is it, That's exactly what it is. Well, and rarity though. Like the reason running backs we consider nice sack here. Bills are getting it done. They missed the extra point. We didn't even realize. The reason running backs are so heavy is because it's very rare. Like, think of Elliott's position. there aren't running backs that are going to get, and McCaffrey, that are going to get that kind of snap count and production. It just doesn't exist. It's just a crapshoot, more or less. Yeah.
Well, essentially, every year it comes down to there's 2 or 3 players that are way better at their position.
Christian McCaffrey's that player this year.
Yeah. So if you have McCaffrey in your team,
You're in first. Yeah, not win, but we don't know what's going to happen in the playoffs, but you're in first. So
your chance of winning pretty much doubles if you have.
Like I said, it's only kind of worth doing with like family and friends and stuff. And at most you could have is, I would say, a 10% advantage.
Yeah.
So.
So this week, Christian McCaffrey is projected to get, 26 points?
26, yeah.
The average guy gets about 7 to 10.
Nice play, Elliott.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it. It's something to do for fun with people you know, but it's not really.
No, you can't. Making money, that's like a.
You might make a few bucks here or there.
Well, you have a 10. Yeah, it's the amount of the hourly time per production is insane. You do it because it's more or less with friends and family.
Football has a lot more luck to it. Like, I've had a lot of success doing hockey pools, but hockey pools are a little bit easier to predict.
Hockey pools, you broke them. Well, yeah. Well, that's whenever you play with friends, though, you always play for real money. In ours, we're not going to obviously do real money. It's hard to coordinate that, and I'd prefer not to, as far as don't want to alienate the fans or whatever. So we could provide some sort of trophy or something, though. I don't like using the word fans, but I don't know what else to. Contributors? Fat guys. That's what I used to call them.
Or Dylan Toddville's daddies.
See you later, daddies. That is such a gross overtone to it. Viewers, yeah. Yeah, I think that's better. I'm going to start using that. I don't know why couldn't I place that word? You know what? It kind of sounds like Dr. Steve Brule. Denny, we got to do it for the viewers. I don't know if you guys watch alt comedy, but John C. Reilly is Dr. Steve Brule. I highly recommend. Elliott's got some good awareness. Batting out that bobbled Paul he had that could have possibly been an interception, getting out of bounds here. It sounds simple, but I mean, it's still something.
Big change from Aaron Barber.
Yeah. Well, Barber did it as a member of the Bears. Why are they... This is going to be a faux zero blitz by the Bills.
I also don't know why Dallas is running a play here.
Hey, 281-330-8004.
Oh, Mike Jones in the building.
Happy Thanksgiving, sir. I don't even get why you would fake a zero blitz.
They did it earlier and they dropped into the zone.
I know, but like, why not just keep everyone at zone? Who cares? Just play obvious cover 3 like umbrella.
What would be the best defense to play to try to get them to use all 8 seconds on this clock?
And keep everyone at the goal line. Well, that's why you throw to Witten. He gets it.
Boss Line says, Detroit's out of playoff contention. Don't let me get charged for verbal abuse towards the Ford family. That's free speech in here.
Yeah, I would hope so. I would hope so. They can't take away.
You live in the U.S.
Well, it seems to be under attack these days, but I mean,
Still legal.
it's still legal. Yeah, that's true. In Britain, they come talk to you, eh?
Canada too.
No, they don't. Do they really? If you say something online?
Well, Canada is not free speech.
No. You can say whatever you want, can't you?
No.
What?
Only in the U.S.
What can't? Oh, remember that guy that made a joke about lesbians and he had to pay them because they were in the audience? Maher with a missed field goal. It's tipped too.
The
And the guy, and that comedian made a joke about
there's the comedian and there's the teacher.
What teacher? I don't know about this.
The teacher on the East Coast who said they weren't going to call people like Z's or they, whatever.
Whatever, the pronoun thing, yeah.
And he got arrested.
He got arrested?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, no. You know what I could... No, all right, you know what I just figured out? I have a good way to get rid of my father. Just put a microphone in front of him.
Nice.
That guy will get picked up in 20 minutes.
So Buffalo's up 6 going into half, and they received the kickoff. So this has been an excellent first half for the Buffalo Bills.
Absolutely, and they get the points. Some serious spite about the Lions on here.
Yeah, Brett can make all his field goals at Ford Field. Yeah. If the Lions are going to lose, Michigan football better find a way to beat Ohio State.
I wouldn't hold my hopes out for that one, pal. Hey, that's another school that's another Detroit hopeful that's gonna need a coaching change. I've always preferred the Spartans, to be honest, over the Wolverines. There's a lot of bad commercials. That market, they got away for a long time for charging $1,000 plus for a mattress, and now there's a lot of competition. There's the purple bed. There's a Casper one.
I like the Casper commercial.
What do you think of think our probability of a cover is now? As the Bills,
Buffalo
13. I'm gonna say 68%, maybe 72, somewhere in that range.
Well, let's see what the live line is.
Well, they receive the ball too, like you had mentioned.
The live line is even, but that was 15 minutes ago. Let's look at second half.
Ooh, we want to do another first coach to get fired? Yes. First coach to get fired in the offseason? You want to gamble on that? You want to do a draft in this in this live stream? Sorry, SM and I gamble on just about everything football related.
To do a first coach to get fired, like starting from now, would be interesting.
Yeah.
To do it at the start of the off season would be like a disaster because
We did.
Like that's a complete crapshoot is when a team's going to announce when a coach is going to get fired.
Not really. There was odd set. The second favorite came in. It was
Has there been a firing?
Yeah, Jay Gruden. Remember my bet? I did all that homework.
No.
Yeah.
Live line's 4, or the second half line is 4. So the Bills to win right now. What's the score? They're up 6. Bills to win by 2, and the spread was 6.5.
Or Chicago. Yeah, I would say Pat Shurmur is the favorite, and also Matt Patricia. Dan Quinn's probably going to get fired. Should Matt Nagy? I'd be surprised if Matt Nagy gets it out, but he's still a tier 2 firing, I would say.
Our chance to cover is probably about 75%.
There you go. I think Jason Garrett has a good chance of getting fired by the end of this year.
It depends how you think these last few games are going to go.
I mean, even if they make the playoffs, I think they're going to go a different route. Oh, who's another one? Doug Marrone is an interesting one.
If they win the Super Bowl, like, he's not going anywhere. It's unlikely that they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Yes, obviously. But, I mean, if they make the playoffs and they, yeah.
I think the big thing is, who do they want to coach the team?
Lincoln Riley. They'll get some college guy that's younger.
They're one of the rare teams that's not going to want to get like one of the bigger name guys that'll take over the entire.
Oh, they'll get a yes man. Yeah, they tend to do that.
Which I think is always going to be a little bit of a problem.
Oh, I feel like I'm auditioning for Paul Verhoeven's Show Guys.
I'm too stupid to know what that means, so.
Paul Verhoeven directed Showgirls. I just changed the gender. Showzers, is that what you wanted?
I think Patricia should be first to go.
So do I. I think Zach Taylor and Brian Flores are fine, though. Adam Gase is an interesting one, too, but they've kind of turned it on a bit.
Gase is fine. If Taylor goes winless, there's a chance he goes.
I think that's it, though.
How about Chargers?
Anthony Lynn? I don't know. I don't know about that one.
Shermer
for sure. Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn is a coach for Atlanta.
Is Callahan just a intern?
Bill Callahan's an intern.
I always thought it was Randy.
If Matt Patricia ain't getting fired, I'm talking to Satan. Hello, Satan. Oh, Mr. Chickadance. I thought you were somebody else. Sorry, I watched Ace Ventura way too much for a man who's 31.
How about the Panthers?
Mike Zimmer can get fired if the coach don't play. If the Vikings don't play well down the stretch. Come on, Bub. We know they're gonna do well.
Hey, Chris. Yeah, so far so good against the spread and money line. You're at like 56% to win, and like 75% against the spread. So you're on the right side of that coin for now.
Is Zimmer a good fit for Detroit? I think Zimmer's a good fit anywhere, to be honest.
Zimmer's a good coach.
He's one of the guys that won't go back to the coordinator. He'll just get a job again if it's somehow that happens.
There's actually not that many coaches that are going to get ousted this year.
I don't know. I bet you it's like I'll take over 4.5.
Yeah. So I don't think it's that many. What was it, 8 last year?
Yeah, it was 8. Well, 8 was the most. Most in 25 years.
Boss Line wants Bevel to be the offensive coordinator. Which coaches do you think deserve to be fired? That's a good question.
Shermer is not good. Patricia's not good. I actually think the Miami guy, Brian Flores, isn't good. I think Matt Nagy isn't good enough either. Who else? Ooh, excuse me. Let me think here.
Gase?
I don't know why I'm fine with it.
Taylor?
Nah.
Tomlin? Or
Tomlin, no way. Freddie
skipped over Freddie Kitchens.
Freddie Kitchens, interesting. I don't think Freddie Kitchens is good enough for another team. Allen is no joke. Bill's D-line is dropping the hammer. Cowboys look like they are wetting their pants. Garrett is about to get fired. Wow, a lot of stuff coming together after this one game.
I don't disagree with anything Christopher says. Is this going on right now?
Yeah.
Who is this?
That looks like
Oh, it's Ellie Goulding. One of my favorites.
He's such a girl, man.
Ellie Goulding's awesome.
This man to my right went to an Ellie Goulding concert once.
It was a lot of fun. I've been to 2 concerts, actually.
You did 2 Ellie Goulding concerts. Maybe put the headphones on for that one. This is so American. I love it. They make Trubisky look above average. The only thing you can like about the Lions are Barry Sanders, Kenny Galladay, just him. Marvin and Danny couldn't catch. I'll leave Marvin out of it. The offensive line. Offensive line's been uneven this year, I would say. I like Jared Davis too, by the way. Like, only in America you're gonna put out a giant stage in the middle of halftime. The excess of America is awesome. It's just amazing. I want to know how they choose the fans that come down. I don't know. There's a couple guys dancing. This seems like they knew ahead of time. Big Rise just enjoying the show. Seen 3 Bryant jerseys in the crowd. Des Bryant. He's trying to make a comeback. I don't think it's going to work out. Oh, it's decent. I like Bo Scarborough's tape. How confident are you in the Falcons, big guy? Oh, I know who this is. JG. It's like any other play, you know. I'm gonna be on it. I'll be on the Falcons. It lines up pretty good. Checks a lot of the boxes. Depends what price you get too. This is like the black and white cookie episode of Seinfeld. It sure is. Is that also the cinnamon and chocolate babka episode? I think it is. Cinnamon babka is no lesser babka. I have a cooking competition against my father on the 24th of December, and we're doing Jewish cuisine this year. We always do a different one. We've done someone in our family. There's a trophy and stuff and a rating system. Big Rise been there for it. So we did. First year was Greek, and then we went. And then we did Southern barbecue, Mexican, and then we did Italian, and now this year we're doing Jewish food. So I've never had any of it. I've never made any of it, except for brisket, which is awesome. So that It's gonna be matzo ball soup, brisket, and cinnamon babka. You should bring on Stuart Allen one day. Yeah, he messaged me on Tuesday or Thursday. I wanna. He should play Zitvono and Dylan Toddfield in chess. See how Stu does. Really, Big Rye is really enjoying this one. I don't even know what to say during this stuff. This is. I'd rather just a bunch of old guys talk about football. I got to be honest. They're doing smoke too. That never goes well. They did that one game. I think it was a Patriots game where they lit off way too many, like, I don't know, firecrackers or whatever. There's so much of smoke in the stadium. And then they had to have that, like, quarterback behind camera, like an all 22 camera. And I felt it was way better seeing what the quarterback could see from, like, a top down view. Kind of like you're playing Madden, for instance. It was pretty good.
That performance was funny. Her earpiece was falling out on like the really, really hard parts, so she couldn't hear. So she's fucking like looking in the back the whole time, going like, get your shit together. And then she had like one key part where it was like just her a cappella, and they finally got it together, but she had to like skip some of the lines. It was pretty funny.
It's not like people are watching at home or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
They still do Christmas games in the NBA.
Yeah. They usually do 5 games, and it's like an all-day thing. They start at like 9 a.m. and they go till like...
What a great idea.
It is.
Oh, that's your that's Big Rye's Christmas tradition is him gambling on the NBA.
I remember I got in a lot of trouble because I wouldn't play board games with my family. I was like, I got a lot of money on this game. It's like always something stupid. It's like it was like Pelicans, Pistons, or something.
Oh yeah.
Lame.
Yeah.
No offense to Pelicans.
We got a Hornets Mavs game going on here.
Yeah.
Hey, the Bobcats aren't going to be the Bobcats for much longer. All right.
Listen, Dirk Nowitzki's on 3 days rest. He can get it done tonight.
No, you only made NBA Marketplace.
Have you seen Luka Doncic play?
I've seen highlights, but
He's so good. Like, he's already one of the best players in the game, and the guy's like 20.
that's bad for everyone else.
He's so much better. Did you see what Yeah, Luka Doncic is 20 years old. Damn. Detroit Sports Live and live and die together while I run my pockets. You think Stewart would ever come on? Talk sports?
He might. He's an interesting one, I'll tell you that much. He's
Good.
not going to make a whole lot of sense, but that's kind of the fun of him. You get profound things out of him from time to time, though. So Liv Tyler and Rob Lowe are firefighters now. What?
They're going to fight off that tornado.
Does anyone have any idea why, like boomers love, I don't know, emergency shows, I guess we'll call them?
I don't know.
There's a comment down there. I can't read it, though.
Oh, Sean says get him wasted.
Oh, Stu, he's a bit tough to deal with.
We've already had one guy drunk on stream. Can we handle two?
When was I drunk on stream?
Actually, you've never been drunk on stream. I've been drunk on stream.
No, you haven't.
That's true.
You had a beer. For you, that's like 10, but...
I was totally cut, guy.
I've been drunk during the podcast, that's for sure.
Yeah, that was a good one.
No, it wasn't. It was brutal.
That was the one you said you were going to bring the heat.
Well, I was like, we got to do this now. And you're like, no, let's wait.
Boss Line's about to mix Dayquil and NyQuil and see what happens.
I don't know. It sounds like a good time.
It does sound like a good time. Speaking of Jim Kelly.
Sounds like a drink my ex-girlfriend would make for me. Here, drink this. It'll be a lot more fun. Direct quote.
Yeah. As long as there's a Jolly Rancher in it, I'm good.
Is it how they make scissor? Like,
I'm not going to tell you.
I don't know. It's not exactly my drink of choice. Let's put it that way. We're about to start the game again.
We're going to get to see how these teams come out and play after this extended halftime.
That was a nice pass by John Brown, by the way.
Yeah, JB12. Not to be
15.
confused with JB Smooth.
15. Tony Romo and Nance. And then people can do the nostalgia. Hey, I remember when he played for the Cowboys. And it'll start some argument in some house. I don't know if he played for the Cowboys. Kick off here. I can't believe Andre Roberts still returning.
Still got it.
He played in the 2010 Super Bowl. Tracy Wolfson, What do you want? Beggars can be choosers. Why do they even ask coaches what they need to do? You're going to get to something like, I don't know, just reporting is so boring these days.
Robert Quinn gets fooled on that play.
Isaiah McKenzie.
Robert Quinn doesn't hold his containment there and turns into an 8-yard run.
Well, they picked the quickest guy they got. Tracy Wolfson is so gross. Sean not holding it back here.
Big play from DeMarcus Lawrence. Tarlutalele with the block field
In
goal.
a big
at the end of
game. 3rd and 4. Let's go, Bills.
Yeah, that was a really, really good. That probably is how that play is designed.
Dude, he ripped his helmet off. Are you serious? Yeah, there you go.
They bring Beasley in motion so he gets off on the line without any contact, and then he's easily able to beat. I believe is it Al Woods or Xavier Woods? I always get those two guys mixed up.
Al Woods is a defensive lineman. Xavier Woods is
and it wasn't even Xavier Woods. I don't even know who 27 is. Oh, it's Lewis. And then it was Woods that ripped off his helmet.
Ding. Oh, he got a little ding on his forehead. They go to single back formation here, 1st and 10 from the 31 of or 39 of Dallas. Another reception by Gore. That looks like a face mask to me. He still gets 10 yards though. Bills driving. Bills are driving.
Someone was on Gore when he came out, but left him. One of the faults of being a 4-star game and not having Leighton Vander Esch. Oh.
Gore slips on this turf. I hate turf. Just have grass. Wait, grass is just... There ain't nothing better.
No, turf's better.
Turf is better than grass.
Yeah.
You're out of your mind.
Well, your knees couldn't take it.
My knees couldn't take turf. No, they couldn't. Grass, no problem. Put 6 stud on me, you're in trouble. Corner blitz. Cowboys get another sack. Now they're out of field goal range. This is unfortunate.
Third and 23. I'm expecting some sort of draw or screen here. Where are they on the field?
Midfield. A little closer.
Yeah, they want some yards here.
Timeout, Bills. I'll grab some water. I'll grab a glass of water. What's the Missy Elliott joke? You're supposed to like do the voice and thing or whatever.
Another attempt for Hauschka.
Steven Hauschka.
He missed 2 kicks today already.
And a nut. Oh,
That one.
it went in.
in.
I can't believe it. That was nuts.
Hauschka thanking God after that one. Little Thanksgiving bounce there.
That was a doink.
Yeah, not to be confused with dink.
Doink and Dink the Clown.
That's where that's from.
I've been saving up this hair just for Dylan Toddfield. Didn't accept my bet though.
Yeah. I'm just looking at that line. Only 21% of bettors are on Atlanta, but the juice at 7 is minus 119 for Atlanta.
Yeah, I could see that. So it's a little bit of movement.
That's pretty close to moving to 6.5. If not already.
Ooh, Borson commercials.
That stuff is so good.
Yeah. It's a big staple at my house. Your mom's glad don't take the bet. Oh, she is. I got a message about it. Please don't cut your hair. But she shouldn't tell. She should know better than tell me that kind of stuff. It just makes me want to do it.
My mom told me to teach Dylan Toddfield a lesson.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure the local clergy and Boy Scout leaders have taught him a lesson already.
Your new father.
And she says, "Hi, I'm sure." Hey, Mom. Mom, what are you doing in Wisconsin? I didn't know about this. Marcus Lawrence's family says happy Thanksgiving, apparently. Ooh, Elliott run.
I still think it's pretty rude that they've set up for Will Smith's family to be on for the New Orleans game. Sometimes you just get them. That was one of those gotcha moments.
I don't know, man. Deciding how to come back on that one. See, you shouldn't have used Will Smith because it's a name that people mostly wouldn't associate with a football player.
I'm talking with educated football fans here.
Oh, nice completion to Gallup. Flag here, though. It seems late. Illegal contact on defense. This will stand. I know he's got a nose ring, hey? Find that interesting? Always find cosmetic things on guys interesting.
They're really real boner killers.
God, this is the worst to sit next to. All I want for Christmas is a freezer bag to take care of you. Here we go. 3-yard game by Elliott. Nice power run. This guy's a boss, man. It'd be hard for me not to run the entire game behind him. Connor Williams is back in place of Xavier Zuafilo. Holy, does Tyron Smith's arms look big?
That brace helps it out.
Yeah, I know, but real swole as they say. What's that?
His arms are bigger than my legs.
Oh, that's not even close, dude.
And my nickname's Big Rye.
Yeah, sure. We got a sack here, though.
Prescott stepped into that sack. A bad read in the pocket by him. I think he felt the pressure from the corner on the outside, but Jason Witten had him handled just fine.
We lost the Bears game, but I believe we win the Buffalo game. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Thank you, JD. You too.
Happy Thanksgiving, JD.
Hey, it depends what line you got, JD, because in the contest we certainly did, but the closing line of of Detroit covered against Chicago. So there is that silver lining for some of the bettors. I did mention that in the video. This looks like a...
Yeah. Jake Jacobs ended up getting them at 6. The line closed
you
at
got a
5.5.
winner then. False start here on Dallas. Connor Williams already hurting the team. I pick your picks all the time. Fantastic. I hope you're having a good year then, because we are having in the contest. So
You see that Bud Light turkey thing in the background?
yeah,
That's terrific.
Miller Lite.
Third and 19. They're going to get in field goal range here, thanks to a soft zone from the Bills. We're going to see if Maher can put this one through. Hasn't been a good day for these kickers. 3 missed field goals and 1 post and in.
Post and in.
Or 2 missed field goals and a missed extra point. Maher's laced 4 of his last 5 for 40 to 49, so the commentator's curse is not going to come in play here. He's going to make this one, and it's going to be 16-10 for the Bills.
What? How do you know?
Because they already called it. And he
And he
misses
missed
it. Boy, do I have egg on my face. Mars seeing ghosts out there.
This is good for a Bills cover. This is very good for a Bills cover.
To be fair, it's super windy in that indoor stadium.
It's hot in this room now.
Yeah, you want me to open up a window?
Sure. Air it out.
Oh, it's like a Ja Rule song in here. What's your favorite Ja Rule song?
I couldn't name a Ja Rule song.
That's not true.
If there was a gun to my head, I don't think I could do it. That's not a good question. Not a good way of
Let's
putting
hear.
it.
What's your favorite Ja Rule song?
What's love? I got one. He's in, that's him, right?
Yep.
There you go. I'm not very musically gifted when it comes to naming things.
What else?
That's all I got, man. I know he had a friend in prison, his personal trainer that he was close with.
Oh, well, JD's wondering if you're going to be ordering some pizza for Thanksgiving.
Not today, not today.
We don't have a turkey flavored pizza.
That wouldn't be my style anyways. I'm sure they do. I like a nice turkey sandwich with mustard though, with the leftover turkey, I'll be honest. Oh yeah, of course they have some recipe for it, some mum.
Oh, looks like a dad to me. Duff Goldman.
Dove Goldman,
Looks like a guy who'd
related to Mort.
have 2 dads.
1 star, look at the first one.
We made this, and unfortunately, it was gross. Let's see what was on it. Cornmeal, mashed potatoes,
He put mashed potatoes on his pizza.
2 teaspoons of whole milk.
I'm good. I'm good. Okay? I'm good. Mashed potatoes are good enough as a meal. They don't even have to be a side dish. You get really good mashed potatoes. Come on. You know, then you like put them under the broiler for a second too. Yikes. It's good stuff.
Yikes-a-roni.
Make a nice cottage pie.
So Dallas has left 6 points up on the board. Buffalo's left 4 points on the board. But here we sit, the fat guy and I. Buffalo Bills 16, Dallas Cowboys 7. Terry
Pegula, the owner, trying to avoid being on camera and looking very uncomfortable, much like myself.
He told his wife he was in Tallahassee this weekend.
Yeah.
Little does she know.
He's just taking in the Bills-Cowboys game. 3rd down for the Bills here. Let's not take the foot off the gas. Let's get a first down here. Buffalo Bills. Pittsburgh is in the playoffs currently. That's amazing. Stadium's starting to get a bit louder.
3rd and 4 for the Bills. I got a feeling it's going to be some sort of...
Nice play to what looks like Isaiah McKenzie. Now they're at midfield. Great job, Bills.
Beating the man coverage from Byron Jones. That's a tough ask for Byron Jones.
It is. That's the quickest guy they got. Protection was great, eh?
Yeah.
Well, they only had 2 sacks against him in the last 2 games, and they played a game against Denver, that's difficult to do.
This offense looks succinct.
Why don't they just do a smokes route to Cole Beasley? No one was within 5 yards of him.
It's a nice action shot of Sean McDermott.
And they played the Macarena to highlight how long ago 1996 was.
JD Wonderful talking about the success that David Blau had.
Yeah, and it's not, what's interesting? It's not just him. Well, we got a reception here to Isaiah McKenzie, another one. It's not just him. Like, who's looked good this year as a backup? Gardner Minshew, Jeff Driscoll. I'm missing a ton of names here.
Kyle Allen, Brandon Allen.
Kyle Allen has done fantastic. Brandon Allen did as reasonable. Teddy Bridgewater went undefeated, I believe.
Yeah, but I'm not going to put him in that rookie echelon. But I know what you mean. Backups coming in and having success.
Yeah. Ooh, nice sidearm. Great block by John Brown, setting up this 10-yard game. This offense has just, considering their kind of lack of talent in a lot of areas, they're making it work. Right on, Bills.
Well, the Bills coaching has been so good since last year.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
McDermott has been a...
Last year they didn't make the playoffs. 2 years ago they did.
Ike Sock saying that Dallas defense is on their heels too much.
Yeah.
Josh Allen's been good. It hurts. It does hurt. We were joking about it, but it does hurt not having Leighton Vander Esch.
Touchdown, Josh Allen and the Bills.
Did you see how much bigger Josh Allen is than Sean Lee?
Taller, yeah. Nice. Looks like there's his mom and perhaps a nice lady in the crowd. Little eye candy for the viewers.
Little eye candy for the viewers.
Man, he let Bennett overrun him.
I was just thinking, you could have called a block in the back there on Michael Bennett. That right tackle just pushed him from behind after you beat him.
This is looking good for the Bills. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The face from Jason Garrett. Garrett will be fired up Black Monday, perhaps. They're still in playoff contention, JD. That's the thing, though. That division's not exactly lighting it up.
The best way, the way I can keep it clean here is that Jason Garrett's lip looked very puckered, as they would say.
Yes.
Pink and puckered.
I'm with John Stacey on this one. I would take a leap through a table for either of those spots. Now, here's the question.
That's a pretty long callback to Tracy Wolfson.
Would you do a backflip off a double cage for your father's company through 4 tables? Would you do that? That's what he did, Shane McMahon, right?
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about somebody else. I was like, really? The cheatsheet.com.
Yeah, you're not saying no to that. That's for sure. Is Jason
Yeah,
Garrett fired after this
just
game?
watch me.
You're in the playoffs. You're not. It's like you're like they still are in playoff contention. I don't think you can do that quite yet. Man, Instagram is so bizarre, dude. Like the whole world is gonna look at pictures of you. Imagine pitching this idea in like 1990. Uh, Everyone would be like, "What are you? Why?"
Yeah, makes sense.
I don't think it makes sense.
Oh, it's fine.
Hell, I'm on camera on the internet right now, which is already crazy to me, but then there's still harping the Raptors train up here.
Him and his girlfriend have known each other since they were kids.
Well, isn't that nice?
Is Jason Garrett fired after this game? Probably not. They'll wait till the end of the
That's a
year.
big oven full of turkeys. This is an easy Bills cover so far, I'm hoping at least.
Even losing today, they're still going to be first in the division. And they could still finish 10-6.
I have a question for the American viewers. Is Thanksgiving is macaroni and cheese a standard Thanksgiving side dish? That seems very American to me. I'm curious. I've never been to an American Thanksgiving. Obviously, I would like it. Look at me.
I didn't hear a word of that, but it sounded like pandemonium.
Oh, jeez. I didn't see any today. Ugh, lame. Dallas seemed like they have a little more urgency, but that's not necessarily going to get it done. First down to Elliott after taking some pretty big contact, but able to stay on his feet.
Sean, this is where Dak Prescott's going to pick up all his fantasy points in the next 17 minutes. Yep, garbage time
They're
is my
moving.
lifeline. That is true.
Garbage time is my lifeline. Thought it's when I first read it, it said lifetime. I'm like, eh.
Gallup with the drop. Not a lot of clapping from Jason Garrett today. But his head has been permanently at like a 25-degree tilt.
Oh, that's usually what in Joe Navarro's book, What Everybody Is Saying. That's what they say as a submissive body language from a female exposing their artery to you. I read a book on body language because I play poker a lot. I wanted to see if there was anything, and I can't believe that was a catch. Oh, it isn't? He went out of bounds?
Tavon Austin lost himself out of bounds. Jordan Poyer, all he had to do was blow.
Oh, that wasn't even close.
Very rare for Tavon to lose himself on the sidelines like that. Usually an excellent receiver.
Yeah, I don't think so. Former first-round pick by the St. Louis Rams.
8th overall.
Something like that. Traded 2 firsts for him. Move up in the draft.
Turned out pretty well. Rams have done. Rams made the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah, I don't think it was due to him. What a run by Prescott. Just smashing into Tre'Davious White. Now a flag comes in.
They give a bad spot. And a late flag.
I hope they pick this flag up. They call it unnecessary roughness on. Oh, it was on 55. I want to see what he did. What did Jerry Hughes do?
I don't know, but he's on the left side of the screen. He misses there. He's in pursuit. Oh,
Lee!
That's unnecessary roughness. Oh,
That is...
What did Mean Gene say there?
I don't know, Jim. That looks pretty close. Gene, quit towing the line for your zebras. They're no good.
Excellent catch by Randall Cobb.
I don't know why Cobb's stunting on anybody.
That was a really good catch. He caught that with contact.
You're down 16, man.
He doesn't care.
I would.
He's trying to get back in this game.
Yeah.
Really, the second you go down in a game doesn't mean you have to become a cuck.
Well, no, you hand the ball to the referee and you get on with it. If they're on my team, I would be yelling on the sideline like, "What are you doing? We're losing." He said Dak needs to take a plan B. Well, he was on his tummy and someone dove on him. I don't know if there was an exchange there or not. But Dak needs to take a plan B. Oh. Nice tackle by Matt Milano.
Elliott looks like he wished he stayed in the Himalayas or wherever he went.
I thought he just went to Mexico. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What a touchdown by Michael Gallup.
I hope this stands for
you and
for me and Sean. Ike Sock says no touchdown. He pins this, but he only gets
he only got one in. Wow. Is Prescott overrated? I don't know. I don't think so. I think he's actually quite disliked, to be honest.
I think he's underrated.
Yeah, I got to be honest. So do I.
His win-loss record has been very, very good.
Very, very good. It's because he's not like, I guess, a prototypical quarterback. You know, he's not that accurate.
He plays to win. He's accurate. He plays to win games. He's not like a fantasy-relevant quarterback until this year.
Yeah, well, this year he's like number 3rd overall producing Source
He's been
fantasy
very, very good, but
quarterback.
I think that's why people have underrated him up to now.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. That's a great point. There's a correlation between people's fantasy production. Oh, excuse me. People's fantasy production and how good someone
The
thinks they are.
perception on how good people
Our
are.
favorite quarterback was Alex Smith to bet on because nobody thought he was good, and the guy's cover record insurmountably good. He got like an extra 2 or 3 points every week on that guy. Why he was boring, but he got it done. The Muppets are back. Jim Henson back from the grave. No catch, unfortunate. If I drank pop, I'd be like 500 pounds. Oh yeah, they call it soda in America. I forgot. I'm getting I'm getting some hate mail about the Cowboys. Any line movement on tonight's game? Take a look here, Big Rye.
For what?
Any line movement on tonight's game?
For New Orleans, Atlanta?
Yeah.
It stayed at 7. Actually, a couple people, the market, I should say, has come back on the Saints. So right now, Saints -7 is +103. Atlanta Falcons on the road +7 -113. 79% of bettors are on the Saints. It's going to be a good opportunity to take the Falcons.
NO -17.5. Yeah, I was hoping. Fourth and goal. They're going for it. Here we go. Oh! Oh! Is Julio Jones playing? I believe so. There was a Roto World report. Some woman just mouthed. Oh, he's out. Breaking news right now. Julio Jones is out. Yikes. Some woman just said in the stands, I could have thrown that pass better.
Oh, really?
Jerry looks uninspired, let's say. Season slipping away.
Did they just go for it on 4th down?
Yep. What a run by Singletary. Fantastic. Jera is pissed. Yeah, I don't blame him. Ooh, Prescott's got the hairline's thinning a little bit on him. I just noticed. Same haircut as Jerry Jones. I guess like owner, like quarterback. Trying to think who my favorite owner would be. Al Davis when he was alive. That's not even close. Arthur Blank seems cool. Apparently, it's only like $2 for a hot dog at the new Atlanta Stadium.
Yeah,
That's pretty
that's a
neat.
nice touch. 'Cause usually that's like the biggest money making
Yeah, you can charge like
aspect.
$13. Do they have home hardware in America? I don't think they do. Seems very Canadian. Yeah, it is Canadian.
Is it Home Depot then or Rona?
Home Depot's Arthur Blank, the guy who owns the Atlanta Falcons, oddly enough. Lowe's is American too, I think. Or does Lowe's own Rona? Rona's going out of business too. Yeah, it's American owned Canadian retailer. Yeah, and it is owned by Lowe's. Huh. Online poker legal in Canada? Absolutely. Yeah. Um, there was Full Tilt was the big one. Then there was Black Friday, as I'm sure you remember, in '09. Yeah, he is. Julio is out. I just saw an update. And then Poker Stars, because it turns out Full Tilt, there was only 3 million instead of 300 million in the coffers. So that 297 million that was owed, Poker Stars bought out and paid out to the players, and but acquired their customer base. So you can play online poker here. Long story short, there's also government ones, like there is what's called like the local government in British Columbia and Quebec. You can play locally, but the site has such low traffic. So you're playing poker. Poker Stars is pretty much the big one, but it's really really hard to beat. There's a new one called Run It Once, but I had a really bad experience with it.
Zipono says that he feels like poker sites take too much rake even for chip games.
Yeah, you are right. They never used to be. There used to be huge bonuses. Like I used to be a supernova in Poker Stars, and on Full Tilt I used to be what's called a black card member. So I'd get checks for like $2,000 a month for a rake back, but because you could sign up for something called rake back, and a company would on your behalf negotiate, and they would get a portion of the rake back and split it with you, and you would promotion pirate. You just do it all, and you could do well. Like even if you're a break even player, you would make money. So yeah, my bonuses from Poker Stars was as a supernova was something like 28,000 a year, 30,000 a year, which is pretty. Like it was great. It was great, and that's on top of winnings. I was a winning player. Then my friend David, he was a supernova elite. There's only like 300 in the world. It was $148,500 a year, American. That's serious coin. He moved to Costa Rica to do that because America outlawed it, obviously, and then he ended up moving here, and that's how I met him because we played the same local Omaha game, and he ended up winning a bracelet a couple years ago too. But they got rid of all of those bonuses, all of them. They're all gone. The bonuses now, they do these stupid chests, kind of like they would in like a video game, and they just yield nothing.
Josh Allen's 10 for 10 on his last 10 attempts for 110 yards.
Holy, 10 for 10? Yikes, man. I get that they're dink and dunk. Oh, you took free rolls up to 5 bills. That's hard to do, man.
Third and four for the Bills. Allen's going to run for this. Oh, gets the completion.
Robert Foster. I'm not sure where you're from, Nick Sock, but they're if they had a sports book at the casinos where we live, Big Rye would live there. Can promise you that. That would be his. That would be it. Some of the free rolls were pretty generous. Yeah. Also, too, there was California. Yeah, Zitvona would know more living in that area. Well, there was cheating too. I would do something called bum hunting. So, and I guess it's cheating, but I mean everyone did it. So I don't know what the morality is on it. But I would buy hand histories from H Smithy or Hand History HQ for, I don't know, like 3 million, no, 2.5 million hands for $259 American. And then you would take those hands, you'd funnel it in your database. I had Hold'em Manager and Flopzilla and Table Ninja. And then, so anyways, I would put the hand histories into my database, and then I would sort by the worst players. And I wanted people that opened loosely and called 3 bets wide and then were passive post flop. So then I would set these parameters up. And then on my Table Ninja, I'd put in those 60 players. And then I would, it would find those players. And then another friend of mine, I paid him $1,000 to write me a script so that I would sit at a seat to their left if possible. And then I'd just play the same bums over and over and over and over and over and over again. But eventually they dried up and they were only pros. So yeah, my winnings went from substantially high to very, very, very mediocre. So that was the golden age of poker. That was 2009. The golden age of making money in poker, let's say. Now you can only make money doing live, I think. So if I played my best Hold'em, I could probably make $12 an hour at 1-2. And that's really it. There's a flag here. And that's going to be pass interference on 23, I'm going to say. Yeah, 90-man sit and go super. Absolutely. But then software has kind of like made those. They're not really beatable now. Unless you go micro stakes. How does he not think that's pass interference, Tony? Hey, how you guys meet? We went to opposing high schools, but we had mutual friends, so we always knew each other. And then how this all came to fruition is we were at a party, and Big Rye knew what I kind of did for work. I was always a pseudo gambler. Gambling was always a part of my income. And a friend of ours was discussing his investing strategy, and we both agreed on how it didn't make any sense.
It was a 5-hour debate.
It was a 5-hour debate that led to this. Our friend, what he would do is he had
insider tips.
No, he didn't. He'd put his money in a
mining stocks.
Yeah, he's just a total moron. He would put his money in a high risk investment, and then if he won, he would take out his profits and then put it in another high risk investment. And we were trying to explain to him yeah, so if you don't, if you lose twice in a row, it's over. And he refused to believe that was the truth. Yeah, absolutely, Zitvona. I just grew up in that. My dad's father was a professional card cheat his entire life. So what they did is they, up here in BC, they came over. His partners are still alive. He died a long, long time ago. They'd come and play the Loggers in Omaha or low ball or whatever game they played in the 60s. And he just played the loser. He was really good. So he was a card player his entire life. So he lost our family had a large farm in Greece, and he was a big loser when he was a teenager. and then he learned. They explained to him that he got cheated. He learned how to cheat. Then he moved to Australia, and then eventually here, and they cheated loggers up until he died, and that kind of instilled my dad. My dad was a pool hustler, and then eventually a horse race gambler. My dad's a very good horse race handicapper way back in the day. He probably had some inside information. And then I grew up playing cards and at the racetrack with my dad. Yeah, Greeks, it's good luck, they say, to bet to gamble on like Christmas and New Year's. New Year's in particular. My Greek family has a like 80-man poker tournament. It starts at midnight Christmas, so midnight the 26th. I haven't played it in a couple years, but I've won it a couple times, and it's a lot of fun. But it's very gambling and being Greek is like peanut butter and jam. They're the worst gamblers in the world are Greek, and the best ones too. Like Haralabos Vulgaris is probably the best sports gambler of all time, and he's a Greek kid from Winnipeg. And then if you look at someone like Nick the Greek Dandalos and people of that metal, so they're out there. It's just part of the culture, more or less. Yeah, I used to go to the track every weekend with my father, and he gave me $20 voucher, and then I could just keep the 20, or I could sit there and keep the 20, or I could gamble with it. And then eventually I learned, the odds when I was probably 7 or 8, and then just took it from there. And I used to go all the time. And then he upped my bankroll when I became probably 11 to $100, which is pretty big. So because he was a reasonable size bettor, and then him and I would bet the races pretty much every Friday, Saturday, Sunday until I was like 12 years old, I would say, 13. So I definitely had a leg up on the competition when it came to things. And my extended family, like all my cousins and stuff, they're brutal for that kind of stuff. Yeah, they all sports bet pretty much. So, whenever there's a family get together, there's a lot of whispers in the corner. So, yeah. For once though, my advice is actually heeded. Before I was the dumb young one, but now it's tables have turned.
So a lot of people get good at anything though, being like the youngest and having to like take your bumps and learn the hard way, really.
Oh, I totally did.
And it wasn't all smooth sailing and big wins.
And I wanted to talk like them. I wanted to be like them. I remember because I used to live with them with my uncle in the summer, and one of my cousins, I have a lot of them. They would take me out each night, and they owned a pool hall, so they would gamble at the pool hall all night, and I would make drinks and stuff. I have a few family members that are pretty sharp, but most of them are total degens. But that's the fun part of it. You know what I mean? So, like my father, you couldn't give my dad money during his heyday to go play at a slot machine. It would be impossible. Well, why would I do that? He goes, I'm not giving money to anybody. He's very. If it wasn't plus EV, he wouldn't do it. Same with my Uncle George, but the rest of my uncles, forget it. Forget it. That money's going down the tubes. Yeah. And a lot of the stuff I learned is my cousin's best friend. When I started working for him, he was a huge sports bettor, still is. And he taught me about contrarian theory. He's a big bettor. He bets big time. That's the only way you're going to take my money, Sean. Is Madden. Everything else, I got you guys down. I got you guys big time. Although I think Warren's going to beat me in some of those bets, man. I might owe him 100 or 2 after this, which I'm surprised. You're down the hole. No, I think that's the next step, Zipvono, but I don't know. Like, I'm almost kind of intimidated a little bit. Because one of my good friends is, that's what he does for a living. And he's been pretty much bothering me for 3 years because I kind of have a good mind for that kind of stuff to come over. But I have this project with Big Ryan. I'm way more invested in this. And I like doing this so much more. So we'll see. And I who knows if I even have any added value, right? So. Yeah. Well, that's just how it came to be, JD. It's just funny, weird stuff. Running drinks at the pool hall, kind of like Goodfellas, more or less. Yeah, that's all you can beat me with is punting. Yeah, SM's pretty good at Madden when it punting in particular. Like 60 yards on the money every time. And the game always ends like 13-10. This is for a long Madden game.
It's just a field position battle.
Your brother's not wrong, I don't think. Like my friend that trades, he made like a serious amount of money this summer. So, but like I'm not. I don't know. It's less. It's intimidating to me a little bit, to be honest. And just because someone made money doesn't mean that's, you know what I mean. I'm not sold yet either. So I believe in this and what we do. I know in the long run this is fruitful. So doesn't mean I can't switch over at some point, but there's still years of work left to do for this. So I'm content for now. But as I get older, it could change. There's always that chance. We could change too. Which one's that item? Was this one? Bills +7?
What's going on, item?
Yeah, you win or lose huge amounts of money. Yeah. Well, you can, oddly enough, in sports betting, you can win or lose huge amounts. That's up to you. The strategy Big Ryan I like, though, is not to do that. Eventually, you will build up to betting bigger amounts, but I mean, betting 1% of your money isn't like, or not even your money, your bankroll. It's not that big a deal. At like, you know, 5%, 5 or 6% equity.
I didn't realize Leslie Frazier was on the
Bills coaching staff. Yeah. Oh, Stewie in here. We got a full house.
Cooper down, helmet to the knee. Oh,
he's hurt.
yeah.
He's hurt. Stu, how are you ahead of us in this? Oh, you're not. You're watching on TV. You're not streaming.
Oh,
I want Dad to pay my cable bill, Stu. Jeez. Like that would ever happen. Bet $1,000 Bills +7.5. Every analytic was pointing to a Bills cover.
that's awesome.
That's
item.
fantastic.
Are there practical limits to how much one can wager on sports? At some point, the books won't take your wagers.
Yeah, like $16,000. Like, if you're betting that much, it's you're trying to just like the top level pros are just trying to get money down in any way possible.
Well, on Pinnacle, if you want to bet, you can bet $39,832 on a spread.
Oh, I thought it was 16.
Well, it depends on what you're doing. 13,277 for money line bets, only 6,638 for total bets, and then it changes for different sports.
Yeah.
Let's look at an NCAA football game.
If
NCAA football, the max you can put is 6,638.
Yeah.
Money line 3,983. Total 2,655. Let's look at NBA. NBA is 26,000 for handicap, 13,000 money line, 6,000 total. Let's look at NCAA.
Yeah, that
basketball.
line's insane.
NCAA basketball 2,655
Yes.
handicap, 1,300 money line, 1,300 totals. So for marketplace stuff, the more amount that they're willing to take, the better off you are.
Well, that guy that introduced me to contrarian theory, that's why he had to go to bookies. Is because he would max bet every online sportsbook he could in pretty much every single college basketball game, and then he'd bet bookies every college basketball game. He'd max out like 4 or 5 bets for every game. So I can see why, because if you can only get $2,000 down, then Like, I mean, that's still a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not really.
For MMA, the most you can put on it is 6,600.
6,600? That doesn't even seem that big either.
Well, it just shows you where they have more information and where they
Yeah.
feel better about people betting.
Well, NFL is supposed to be the hardest one to beat. Hey, Mickey Hill.
What's going on, Mickey? Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, JD. Big Rise dabbled in investing a little bit this year.
I've been investing, but very simple stuff. Nothing overly complicated. I only went in on one stock, and it was just because it was falling and falling fast. And,
He contrarian theory even in the stock market.
well, it's markets are markets. Like,
That's
not
right.
that much changes.
I'm agreeing. It's just I love the dedication to the philosophy.
What's interesting with what we've been doing is that going away from the handicapping aspect and going towards the market aspect is going to actually push us closer to stocks and learning about stocks and markets that way than it is going to be pushing us towards learning about companies or learning about players.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice because that's something that we had our doubts years ago, but some of that stuff has started to change.
It is. I'd rather give up a little equity in that way than doing it. Contrarian theory works for stocks. Yeah, I've heard that too because, like I said, that my friend that invests, he's heard me speak about contrarian theory, and he found it captivating because it's just kind of the same thing he does. So, yeah.
Mickey Hill said with a 99% cover probability, he's starting to feel pretty good about this one.
Not if the Cowboys were 99% to cover, you wouldn't feel good. Mickey Hill is very skeptical against the Cowboys. How could you not get a cover here? Oh, I guess the Arizona San Francisco game was 1 in 100.
Yeah,
if you were to take it at the 50-second mark. Man, Jerry Hughes is underrated. Doesn't he only get paid like $10 million a year or something?
Not too sure. Yeah, you're right. 10.75.
Yeah, 10.75. Not only does Fat Guy know the names, he knows the salaries too.
He only took a 2-year deal for this year, next year, kind of betting on himself.
He's pretty old, man. He's not going to get a big one again. He's 31.
31, it's tough. He's a good player, though. I could see him playing for the
Anthony Devontae, Bills money line, exclamation point. I love everyone in this chat. The way 4th and 4. Sorry, hold on. Oh, he's gonna get sacked here. The fumble doesn't even matter. They can have it all he wants, Smith. Bills ball. That would be an idea, Sean. Bills money line. Yeah, like I said, I love everyone in this chat. This is a very big ride in the Fat Guy family pick here is the Bills. Yeah. Like, this is very hard Bills.
Well, let's see what the contest.
You mean to tell me I get 7 points? No, it would be almost impossible, Zitvono. Like you need some serious broken plays. However, I had Ole Miss plus 2.5 yesterday against Penn State with a 3% cover, probably with 6 minutes left. Ole Miss came back to win outright. Well, there you go. That's kind of like that's the excitement of sports. Is I feel indifferent about making the bet, but I mean that kind of stuff is it is a little bit fun, a little bit to take and add some emotion to the game, and it's gonna happen. I mean, you bet 100 games, that's gonna happen 3 times. It's not that crazy, but it feels good when it does. It feels vindicating.
So far, the more popular picks in our contest have hit. Chicago minus 2.5 and Buffalo.
81% of people in our contest took the Bills.
Yeah.
God, I love our contest.
And then next up, Atlanta plus 7, 57%. I also have a parlay going Bills money line and Falcons money line at plus 1050. You should take the Saints are only minus 308. You should middle there, Anthony.
Yeah. What Big Rye says.
You have pretty good opportunity between plus 1050 and minus 300.
Take a guaranteed win, Anthony, and bet on the Saints.
Is it If it never happened, it would be 0%. Exactly.
That's right, Josh Piper. That's the thing about him. It's everything I've ever heard is, I was one away.
JD Wonderful saying that we're awesome, great picks. You guys got me today.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, JD.
No problem. Good luck on the last game, assuming you took Atlanta.
Yeah, Josh Piper says it best here. The problem with parlays is they all have to go your way.
It's just.
Anthony's going to take Saints money line as well. That's good to hear.
Josh Piper, I was so close.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly. I've just heard that.
I'll get this 9-legger next week.
Yeah.
I got this given to me as a gift, Josh, and there's a reason why it hasn't been filled out. It's just not going to happen. I made my Falcons bet, tried to wait out 7.5, never made it. Well, this is the best part. Obviously this isn't good, but from a line perspective it is that Julio Jones is inactive today, and it's moved the juice 10 points. The Falcons were minus 119 last I looked, and now they're minus 108. And then for betting percentages, it's 80-20, 80% on the Saints.
Don't we love that? Don't we love that?
The OU as well has come down.
You know what the best thing about it being 80-20 is if the Saints do blow out the Falcons, I hope it doesn't, the vindication people feel, yeah, I knew they would get him back.
Yeah.
As if it's not just one happening in a series of happenings.
Okay, Mr. Dunn has a good question. Is Philly, Carolina, Cleveland, and Green Bay a safe money line bet on Sunday?
All right, Mr. Dunn, I gotta break it to you. There are no safe money line bets. There's zero. Nothing is safe. Although those are the highest spread games, so I guess they're safer. Which one is me, otherwise known as Detroit One Garbage?
Mickey said he only cares about quarterbacks for spread lines. Anthony's plays, he had Bills plus 7.5 at 400, Bills money line at plus 150, or at $150. Bills money line and Falcons money line at $50 to win almost 600. That's pretty awesome. We'll take the guaranteed, take the Saints money line, and you're gonna make some money.
Bet like $320 on the Saints. Then you guaranteed cash money, man.
Does the public like to bet money line favorites? Not really.
Not really.
The problem with going off the money line percentages is just way less people bet the money lines than they do the spreads.
They're less indicative of what the market's doing.
Anthony for Sunday is rolling with Steelers at plus 3.5.
Absolutely.
That's a nice line to get.
Yeah, Anthony. Then you got a guaranteed day. Then the game doesn't even matter, to be honest, Anthony. The next game. No more parlays, by the way. Do me a favor.
Josh.
Don't worry. I know what 2 stacks of high society is, Josh. Here, let me do a little bit of acting for you here. Here you go.
Oh, Dylan Clark said he's asking if we're going to be live for the Falcons game. You have work tonight, right?
Yeah, I'm rolling in like 2 minutes. Third string quarterback for Lions today must have been fire. Yeah, he did pretty good.
Third string quarterback for the Lions must have been fire today. He played very well. Anthony got 300 down on the Saints money line. Lost line, Chicago, Buffalo, Saints, Giants, Washington, probably San Fran, Tennessee, Miami, Kansas City, Jacksonville, Jets, Arizona, Denver, Pittsburgh.
I'm curious in the big bar pool how many people took Dallas. That's going to be a nice one. We took Detroit. That would have been nice. If we got those 2 games, it would be over. If Atlanta wins, though, we're going to be we'll probably be in first.
It's weird that Buffalo is 2 wins better than Dallas, but they were 7.5
point underdogs. Whatever.
Underdogs.
It doesn't even make sense.
Buffalo Baltimore is a surprisingly good game.
I took Atlanta. Good. Unless it's, hey, there's no guarantees, Anthony. Come on, man. You know this. We know this. It's I would say it's more like a 56% cover, which is still good.
Mr. Dunn thinks the Cowboys kicker should be fired.
And there aren't enough. If you can replace him, can you replace him?
Well, Maher missed one. The other one got tipped.
Josh Piper, I can guarantee Buffalo will cover. That's all. In this game, pretty close. Me? Stewie, you going to lose today, bud? Well, done. If you can do it, then do it. You and Carly Lloyd line up in front of Mr. Jones. Show him your chops. Maybe get hired.
Anthony says +6.5 and +2.5 lines pregame are 78% covers. Mickey Hill's wondering if Clapper's going to survive the end of the season.
He'll survive the season. I don't think afterwards, though. Unless somehow they win the Super Bowl, something crazy like that. Do you like SF at -6? No, I thought SF was +4 or 5. It's the SF is +6 right now. No, it can't be -6. They're playing Baltimore.
San Fran's 5.5 or Baltimore's 5.5 point favorites.
Yeah. +6, of course. Yeah, of course I like San Fran. This should be a 3-point game here. Baltimore, San Fran.
From a market perspective, I wouldn't be betting that game.
You wouldn't?
No, because it's 43-57, 57 on
Oh, it
Baltimore,
moved to that?
and the line keeps going up, meaning that they want people on San Fran.
I have ball -4. That's fine. After what just Big Rye told me, I gave you a gut
Baltimore
reaction.
-4 is actually a good line to have.
Oh, you could middle for the elusive 5-pointer?
Yeah.
I don't know. If it went to 6.5, then actually you could middle.
Yeah.
You'd have to get good juice on both,
That's
though.
pretty unlikely that game goes over 6.5. I don't even know who that is.
He called him Des Bryant. I may go Niners money line. Ooh, I like it. What's the Niners money line price?
Well, let's see.
Is it like 210, 190?
Plus 213.
213, yeah. I got some serious flow going on right now. Wish Dylan took me on my bet because then I'd have to cut it.
A little bit of handicapping with Marcus.
Yeah.
Game changer.
This guy clearly watches the show quite closely. I kind of hope they get this, to be honest. And he does.
So what are they down 9 still? That was interesting. I think Witten was actually given a choice as to what he ran there.
Somehow Prescott got 24 points now. Fantasy. He was at 3.
Prescott's at 24.
On this one, these rules are a little different.
Yeah.
Every week this
I'm telling
guy.
you, it's when you have to come back like this. Anytime a quarterback puts up like 1 or 2 points, fantasy-wise, in the first half, second half is always like gangbusters.
I need another garbage time TD. You need to get the ball back. Took Harvard basketball -2 today against Texas A&M. Cash in tickets. Wow, this is becoming a sweet gambling den. It's my favorite
Mississippi
kind.
versus Mississippi State. Public has been coming down on the bets and the lines come to Mississippi. So lots of people on Mississippi.
All right, bronies. Fat guy's got a head. I'll catch you on Sunday night.
Have a good one, man. See you later.
Listen, all right? Want to commingle with my own, not necessarily his. I have I watch way too much Million Dollar Extreme. Way too much.
Yeah, you love it.
This is my favorite show.
You got OM +3 early. That's nice.
Ole Miss.
Oh, and Harvard basketball -2. That must be a smart team.
This is gambling. Love gambling.
Later, Slim. His Browns gears over here somewhere. Oh, it's actually not. Sometimes he's got to take it on the road. I got over 45. I need another garbage time touchdown. We'll see. Dallas defense has to make a stand. Not looking good. One more first down. This game's over. Fat guy needs a Broncos hat. Yeah, he's got a Raiders, Texans, San Fran, and we got a Canucks hat there as well. It's safe to update that the Bills are going to be covering this one. There's going to be a lot of people 2-0 start the week. Oh, we're going to see on this spot here. I'm not sure if Gore got there. I don't know. Gore looks like he got there on the replay. But they mark him short. Jerry loves the clapper. I'll get fat guy a Harvard basketball hat after my cash today. He'll appreciate that. I think this Falcons bet is going to be the only play I make today. Stopped in for some love. Welcome, Jamie. How you doing tonight? That Oakland Kansas City game is going to be good this weekend. Happy Thanksgiving. You just missed the fat guy. He just stepped out. Bills have an interesting decision to make here. I would just go for it on 4th down, try to pick up this first down. You could end the game. Gore looks like he's clearly crossed the line. Well, the call stands. Not really a surprise. This has kind of been the MO for refs this year. They've just been like calling the field just stands way too much for how much stuff is getting challenged. They're lining up to go for it on 4th and 1. Josh Allen will sneak, and this is going to be a win for the Bills. That's game. Cowboys lose. Garrett looks pretty upset. Jerry Jones with the eye. I'm going to head out. Can't wait to see what Jerry says in his press conference this week. That's going to be tough. They're going to be 6-6. Who does Philly play this week? Philly plays in Miami, so Philly should pick up the win. They're going to be tied, though, at the top of the division, 6-6, both teams. Most likely. It's like a 70-80% chance that Philly wins that game. We're going to get one more kneel down. This game is going to be over. People treating this Cowboys team like it's the end of the world, but 6-6 isn't that bad. I know Jerry Jones has lofty expectations, and this roster is very, very good, but they just need to win the division. All right, guys. I'm going to be taking the Falcons. This is the best the line has been. Unfortunately, 107 is the best I can get. Thanks to Julio for moving that line, but I'm going to put my Falcons +7 in. But that guy, he's not around for this game. My wife's home. I'm going to spend some time with her. But thanks for joining me, and happy Thanksgiving, y'all. You guys have a good night.